This is News Today with Disneyland News Today. I'm Earl with WWNT.com, and here now are the top Disneyland Resort stories for August 1st, 2025. Disneyland Resort Magic Key sales are now paused for all 4 pass tiers once again. Magic Key renewals are still available, but guests cannot buy new Magic Key passes. Disneyland reopened sales for the Believe and Inspire keys in late May. The Magic Key program in Disneyland Resort is the version of the annual passes that previously existed. There are 4 tiers: Inspire, Believe, Enchant, and Imagine. Here is a breakdown of each pass. The Inspire key is $1,749. Reservation park hopper admission for most days of the year with up to 6 theme park reservations at a time. Parking included, 15% off select dining, 20% off select merchandise, unlimited Disney Photo Pass downloads, and 25% off Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. Next down is the Believe key for $1,374. Again, reservation-based park hopper admission for most days of the year with up to 6 theme park theme park reservations at a time. 50% off parking, not included. 10% off select dining, 10% off select merchandise, unlimited Disney Photo Pass downloads, 25% off Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. And then third pass is the Enchant, which is reservation-based park hopper admission on select days of the year with up to 4 theme park reservations at a time. 25% off parking at the Toy Story parking area only, 10% off select dining, 10% off select merchandise, and 25% off Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. Last on the list is the Imagine key for $599. It is only available for Southern California residents living in zip codes 90000 to 93599. Reservation-based park hopper admission on select days of the year with up to 2 theme park reservations at a time. 25% off parking at the Toy Story parking area only, 10% off select dining, 10% off select merchandise, and 25% off Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. The Storybook Land Canal boats and Casey Jr. Circus train at Disneyland Park are both now closed for refurbishment. Storybook Land Canal boats closed first, and there is already scaffolding up around parts of the attraction. Construction walls around the Storybook Land Canal boat docks, the walls encompass the lighthouse and the ride's entrance, or most of the queue. Scrims cut through planters within the queue, connecting construction walls. Behind the walls, scaffolding is covered in green scrim and visible. The scaffolding appears to be in the canal, which was likely drained to make construction work easier. Signs on the walls read, Storybook Land Canal Boats is closed for tiny improvements. We invite you to enjoy other Fantasyland attractions. Huzzah! The walls continue down to Dumbo the Flying Elephant's entrance. Scaffolding leads right past a tree near Monster of the Whale. Guests famously ride through the whale's mouth at the start of the attraction. There is scaffolding around the side of the whale and in front of the rockwork behind him. No scrim covers this scaffolding yet. We didn't see any cast members actively working on the attraction during our visit. Nearby, the Casey Jr. Circus train is also surrounded by construction walls. The train drives through Storybook Land, passing the canal boats. A sign reads, Casey Jr. Circus train is closed today and on track to return soon. There is no reopening date available for Casey Jr. Circus train or the Storybook Land Canal boats just yet, but they are among several attractions that have closed or will be closing for refurbishments this year. It's kind of a 70th thing. These are 2 opening day attractions, and as part of that, they are getting a little long in the tooth. So definitely, as someone who, these are 2 of my favorites, they were definitely in need for refurbishment for a while. A lot of the little set pieces on Storybook Land were not as pristine or even as put together as they were in a very long time. Some of the things have been broken for a hot minute. So definitely a long-awaited improvement, and yeah, very much looking forward to see how they fix it up. Anyway, moving on. Disneyland has quietly confirmed a closing date of the season for the 70th anniversary Celebrate Happy Cavalcade. According to the Disneyland website, the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade will have its final performance on August 21st. On August 22nd, it will be replaced by the Mickey and Friends Halloween Cavalcade, which is returning from previous years. The 2 cavalcades cannot run on the same day because Celebrate Happy uses some of the same floats and infrastructure. In order for the not-so-spooky cavalcade to kick off with the rest of the Halloween time festivities at the Disneyland Resort, Celebrate Happy will have to sit the season out. You can watch our full video of the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade right here on our YouTube channel. Disneyland's 70th anniversary celebrations are expected to continue through the summer of 2026, so Celebrate Happy Cavalcade is somewhat likely to return after the holidays, though we don't have any confirmation of that or any word on it at all officially, other than its times being removed from the entertainment calendar. So I want to talk about a couple things. Obviously, I've been absent for a week or so. Tom, our very own Tom Corliss, was nice enough to fill in my spot on the show this past week. over that time, Disneyland announced a lot of entertainment cuts for the Christmas season, and I'm sure Tom already talked about them, but I also want to give my 2 cents. There are 2 things that really need to be talked about in addition to this, first of all, the Halloween Cavalcade is not very good. It doesn't really have anything special to offer. It's just the Main Street vehicles and the characters on a little float in their special costumes. It's not any sort of showstopper. Celebrate Happy doesn't pull a ton of guests per se, but it definitely pulls better than the Halloween Cavalcade does. Like, I've never seen a single person waiting for the Halloween Cavalcade. And Celebrate Happy, though, you can find a spot, like, walking up last minute. There are people that wait for it, mainly because of, Duffy and Shelley May, and there's a little bit more going on to it than the other ones, especially this Halloween one. But, so that's the first thing, that they're already not continuing the specific 70th anniversary festivities into the Halloween season, although some will continue. But then they also announced this past week that for the Christmas season, Paint the Night will be ending early, and they said pausing, so likely returning in 2026, but it will not be running through the Christmas season. And also the ludicrously popular World of Color Season of Light, my all-time favorite nighttime spectacular in Disney history, will not be returning for the holiday season, which both are complete travesties in my opinion. Mainly, World of Color Happiness is great, its own thing, it's very cute. I don't like it as much as Season of Light. Season of Light it's a tradition at this point. It's something that people in the community look forward to every year. It's a legendary nighttime spectacular that people around the fandom are aware of and look upon it very fondly and look forward to it every year. And the choice to not bring it back this year is a baffling one. It is truly something that I do not really see the reason for. World of Color Happiness is a very good show. It's very cute. I personally like it very much. However, that being said, it is by far the least attended 70th anniversary show. If you go to World of Color right now, as opposed to Wondrous Journeys or Paint the Night or even Tapestry of Happiness, it is the one that has the least density in the crowd. Like, you can walk up to even the first showing of the night probably about 15 minutes before and still get a very, very, very good spot. So the idea that they have chosen to extend that into the Christmas season, putting aside Season of Light, which I can tell you, as someone who has been around for that show's run for the past 2 years now, kind of 3 years now, that is a show you have to wait for. People break down the door for that show. It is very difficult to get a seat, and it's something that people love. So the idea that they are axing that, which is objectively a more popular show, for the continuation of World of Color Happiness is truly baffling to me and something that I am very, very, very upset about. And then the other side of that coin is Paint the Night ending. And I know there's going to be people in the comments that say, oh, Disneyland has to end Paint the Night because Christmas Fantasy is coming back. And I will say that is not true, because in 2015 and 2016, Disneyland ran both Christmas Fantasy and Paint the Night at the same time. They just ran at the same time. They had Christmas Fantasy in the morning and afternoon, and then Paint the Night ran at night. And this idea that, oh, it has to go away because Christmas Fantasy takes up all the room is not true at all. And I'm sure people will say, oh, well, there's a lot of other stuff going on now. For instance, you have the Encanto show and the Coco show and Viva Navidad and Mickey's Happy Holidays. While those didn't exist, well, Viva actually did exist during that period. It was at that 2015-2016, your holiday season included Viva Navidad, A California Adventure, and Pixar Play Parade, I might add, which never actually would end performances and ran consistently through the end of the year, or 365 days a year, rather. So you had 2 parades of California Adventure. One of them was daily operations that would just continue through the season, the other being a Christmas show that was beloved and continues to be beloved and is returning again this year. And then you also had Christmas Fantasy and Paint the Night at California Adventure. So you had 4 parades running at the same time. And now, this year, you're going to have Viva Navidad and Mickey's Happy Holidays, which Mickey's Happy Holidays is kind of a cavalcade, not really a full parade. It does have dancers, it does have performers, it does have musicians, but it's not anywhere near the same scale as Pixar Play Parade or the offering that it initially replaced, which was Elena of Avalor's musical Grand Arrival. So you have Viva and MH and Happy Holidays, and then you have Christmas Fantasy, and that's it. Those are your parades for the Christmas season. You're not, like, there's no reason for them not to run Paint the Night. I think it is solely a money thing, and that is incredibly disappointing, especially given that 10 years ago, Paint the Night did run through Christmas and ran, I mean, it is running through Halloween, but Paint ran consistently. I believe it was May 14th, 2015. I could have that date slightly wrong. Through September of 2016. It was a consistent run, never took a break, never went down never paused performances. It was consistent, and then took a brief pause after that, but then came back again for the holiday season of 2016 and ran through that. So there is a precedent set that it is possible to continue to run all of these offerings alongside each other, and they are actively making the decision to not do that, to end things early, including the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade, which I don't see why. I mean, it's just a cavalcade. I don't see why you could run it on top of that. In 2022, when Christmas Fantasy was running, they ran Christmas Fantasy and a Christmas Cavalcade as well. They ran a little, Christmas, Main Street Vehicles Cavalcade with Mickey and Minnie in the morning, and then Christmas Fantasy ran in the afternoon. So I don't see why you couldn't just throw that in on top of it. But all that being said, this is getting very concerning and disappointing. We've been talking about for a few weeks now entertainment cuts and budget slashing all around, and how things are not looking very good and have me very concerned personally. And this is the icing on that cake, and something that, again, has me very, 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 very worried, because they haven't confirmed a return date for Paint the Night yet. They haven't said whether it will come back in January or if it will be closer to May or April like it was this past year. They haven't given us any indication whatsoever if Better Together is coming back at all, or Celebrate Happy either. And then Magic Happens is just in a void somewhere, and that is completely out of the realm of conversation in this current state, where we don't know if that's coming back at all, whether that's going to be this upcoming year, any years after, or if it's just gone for good and they just quietly retired it after only 3 years of operation, even less than that technically, because it really just 2 years and then the 2 weeks it was open in 2020. But this is just very concerning, and it shows that Disneyland has a long way to go when it comes to getting their groove back with entertainment. From 2005 to really 2018, Disneyland had the best entertainment lineup of any park in the world. It was well renowned as the park it was the entertainment park. It was the entertainment resort. That was the one outside of Tokyo, which obviously has a constantly rotating lineup. It was always, Disneyland was the entertainment park. That was the one that had the entertainment department that was so world-renowned and so well-known and so good at what they did that it was really, it was well-known. It was what people assumed when they came to Disneyland. And then after the Chapek years, and especially after COVID, we really lost that, and it's still not quite back. And I was really personally hoping that with the 70th, with all this new stuff and the return of favorite offerings, that this would be our kind of kickstart to get back to that, and it's becoming increasingly clear that that is not the case. So very, very disappointing to me that this is continuing, that they're, instead of backpedaling and realizing, oh, people are getting upset that Paint the Night's ending and that we're not doing World of Color this year, they are instead pushing that more and getting rid of an offering that, by all accounts, could run through the Halloween season. There's no reason for this Halloween cavalcade to come back. It's not really all that popular. If they were to run Celebrate Happy instead, that would absolutely probably make more people happy. But it's again just this continuation that has me very, very, very concerned. So I don't know if there's enough time for Disney to reverse their decision of continuing Paint the Night through the holiday season. I'm certain there's not enough time for them to reverse their decision on Celebrate Happy continuing, as we are days away from the kickoff of Halloween. But just really hoping that Disneyland gets their act together with their entertainment, because it is starting to look very, very grim and has me very concerned. So that's your rant for the day. But anyway, moving back to the stories now, but definitely wanted to get that in. Anyway. In a surprising calendar update, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room has been added back to the refurbishment schedule at Disneyland Park. Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room at Disneyland Park just recently reopened after an extended refurbishment this past month. After closing in early May, the Tiki Room did not reopen until July 1st, just a few days before the resort's 70th anniversary date. The lengthy refurbishment involved completely rebuilding the original Tangaroa tree outside the building, which had previously been broken for several years. Additional effects outside the main building, such as Hinakula's water effect and Pele's fire effect, were also restored so they work consistently. During the actual show, the theater has completely new lighting to make the space more vibrant. However, despite just reopening in July, the Enchanted Tiki Room appears to be scheduled for another refurbishment. According to the calendar for the attraction on the Disneyland Resort website, there are no scheduled operating times for Sunday, September 7th, 2025. There are also no scheduled times for September 8th, which is the last day currently visible on the attraction schedule. Additionally, the Enchanted Tiki Room is now included on the closed for refurbishment list on the daily events schedule page, starting on the same date, September 7th. The lack of operating hours and the appearance of the attraction on the refurbishment list confirm that the Enchanted Tiki Room will indeed be closing for at least a short refurbishment in early September. However, it is important to note that the refurbishment list goes no further than September 8th, so the total length of the refurbishment is currently unknown. It is possible there are some minor technical adjustments and the show will only be closed for a few days, or the refurbishment may last longer once more dates are posted on the calendar. Stay tuned to WWNT.com for the latest attraction refurbishment updates. If you want to see more of Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, we have an article on the attraction's complete history on our website, or you can also watch the newly refurbished Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room at Disneyland Park in full right here on our YouTube channel. More price increases have hit the Disneyland Resort, mostly affecting alcoholic beverages, with some increases also hitting dining packages for World of Color and Fantasmic. In mid-July, dozens of food and beverage items increased in price, including non-alcoholic beverages, snacks like the Mickey Mouse pretzel, Hungry Bear barbecue jamboree items, and more. This round of price increases has affected several restaurants and items. At River Belle Terrace in Disneyland, many brunch and dinner entrees have increased in price between $1 and $2. Bottle Logic, Tropical Hideaway, beer increased from $16.50 to $17.25. The Cutwater Mai Tai actually decreased in price from $19 to $15. Several Blue Bayou items also increased in price by $1 to $4. All 8 specialty cocktails available from Napa Rose at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa increased by $1. The cheapest are now $19, with the most expensive, Central Park West, being $22.25. Several food items and drinks at GCH Craftsman Bar have increased in price by $1. Beer throughout the resort, including at Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar, increased by a price of 75 cents to $2.25. Also at Trader Sam's, Dole Whip Pineapple Soft Serve went from $6.50 to $7.25. Dole Whip Floats went from $7 to $7.75. And Dole Whip Floats with a splash of rum from $14 to $15. The bar's chicken tenders, shrimp tempura, poke bowl, and poo-poo platter all increased by $1. At Wine Country Trattoria, Stone Brewery Delicious was removed from the menu, and Ruffino Chianti, Tuscany, Italy, was added for $12 per glass, $50 per bottle. Some food items were increased by $3, including the ribeye steak, which is now $42. Like other locations, cocktails increased in price by $1. The Pixar Lamp and Ball Straw have returned to Lamplight Lounge for $8, $1 more than when previously available. Similarly, the Pixar Ball Sipper is now $20 instead of $19. The lounge's food items and cocktails generally increased by $1 as well. In addition, dining packages for Fantasmic and World of Color have seen an increase. Fantasmic dining packages saw an increase of $4 to $6 depending on the venue and option chosen. Specific increases include the Cafe Orleans Standard Dining Package, which previously was $58 for guests 10 and up, and $32 for guests ages 3 to 9, are now $64 for guests ages 10 and up, and $36 for guests 3 to 9. Rancho del Zocalo Restaurante Standard Dining Packages, still $35 for guests ages 10 up, and $25 for guests 3 to 9. However, the River Belle Terrace Standard Dining Package, which previously was $58 for guests 10 and up and $32 for ages 3 to 9, is now $64 for guests 10 and up and $36 for guests 3 to 9, as well as the Premium Dining Package, previously available for $89 per guest and $45 for children, now $94 for adults and $49 for kids. For World of Color dining packages, the price increases range between $3 and $10. At Storyteller's Cafe Dinner Buffet, previously $69 for adults and $46 for children, is now $79 for adults and $49 for children. Wine Country Trattoria dining package previously was $69 for adults and $41 for children, and is now $73 for adults and $44 for children. Last but not least, the Magic Key Terrace dining package, which was previously $69 for guests 10 and up and $41 for guests 3 to 9, is now $73 for adults and $44 for children. To celebrate the release of Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four: First Steps, a new projection show is being shown on the facade of Space Mountain at Disneyland for a limited time. The new projection display debuted on Friday, July 25th, 2025, and will run through September 21st. While the projection show is not listed among the daily offerings at Disneyland Park, it will take place throughout the evening until its end date. During the display, Space Mountain transforms with the colors of the Fantastic Four uniform, showcasing the team's ship flying through space and the iconic Four logo made of flames thanks to Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. The display is about 2 minutes in length, and you can watch it in full on our YouTube channel. This offering joins other Fantastic Four offerings at the Disneyland Resort, including character encounters with the Marvel's first family and their robot companion HERBIE, limited-time food and beverage items inspired by the characters, and a The Thing-inspired sipper, as well as Mr. Fantastic straw clip. And The Incredibles were inspired by the Fantastic Four. It's appropriate. Mr. Fantastic straw clip. Character encounters with select members of the superhero team can also be found at Hong Kong Disneyland and Disneyland Paris. A special magic shot is also available aboard the Disney Cruise Line. The Fantastic Four: First Step stretched its way to a $118 million opening weekend at the box office, boasting the second biggest opening day of of any movie in 2025. In another Disneyland tie-in, one sequence in the film features the song Nation on Wheels from the Disneyland People Mover. New merchandise celebrating the film is also now available from the Disney Store. Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four: First Steps is in theaters now, and to celebrate, guests can now meet some pretty fantastic characters at Disneyland Park, including the eponymous heroes and their robot pal, HERBIE. Disney stated in the original announcement that each character would meet individually rather than as a team or as a family. However, when we visited, the characters were meeting in pairs apart from HERBIE, who was separate. Guests can find the Fantastic Four and HERBIE in Tomorrowland outside a special area dressed up for the occasion. It's outside of the old Captain EO Theater, for those familiar with the area. HERBIE, also stylized as HERBIE, is the robot companion to the Fantastic Four, not to be confused with the Love Bug from a different film franchise. His name originally stood for Humanoid Experimental Robot B-Type Integrated Electronics, but has since been changed to Highly Engineered Robot Built for Interdimensional Exploration. This was retconned, with the explanation being that the latter was HERBIE's original name all along. HERBIE wears many hats in the Fantastic Four family, including assistant, chef, and babysitter. He was built by Mr. Fantastic, aka Reed Richards. Ben Grimm was spotted on the streets of Tomorrowland ready for action. Post-incident, Grimm became the Thing, a large, strong being with rock-like skin. Ben Grimm is played by Ebon Moss-Bacharach, famous for the bear in Fantastic Four: First Steps. Mr. Fantastic, aka Reed Richards, is the de jure leader of the group, though many might argue that his wife, Sue Storm, is the de facto leader. After the space travel mishap that caused the DNA of the four astronauts to change, Reed Richards is, in essence, stretchy, like a slime or mozzarella stick, and that meaning a good mozzarella stick. His body can lengthen to nearly inconceivable sizes. He is played by Pedro Pascal, famous from The Mandalorian. In the new film, Susan Storm is the brains behind the Future Foundation and incidentally can also turn invisible on a whim. Her side effects from the space voyage include not only invisibility, but the ability to conjure force fields, often as shields. In the Fantastic Four: First Steps, she is played by Vanessa Kirby. While we were able to spot Ben Grimm walking to his spot, he was later also meeting as a duo alongside the Human Torch, aka Johnny Storm. In the upcoming film, Johnny Storm is portrayed by Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things. You can check out a video on our social media pages of more looks at the Fantastic Four characters. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, BR Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with BR Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head over to wwnt.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation. From Walt Disney World and Disneyland to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So book today. At their Gen Con 2025 panel, Disney Lorcana announced an experience coming to the Beasts Library at Disney California Adventure this summer. According to Inkborn Heroes on Instagram, a Disney Lorcana collection quest will be available in the Beast Library at Sorcerer's Workshop on August 29th. The Beast Library closed in 2023 to become a Disney Imagination Campus exclusive space. During a collection quest, players must put together specific cards by opening packs and trading with each other. Participants who complete participants who complete the quest will receive a special foil version of Belle, Accomplished Mystic. Original version from 2024 is shown on screen now. The new card will feature the same art, but a new foil variation. This is the first Magical Places card, a type of promo card exclusive to the Disney-owned and operated locations. This card is designated by a castle turret icon at the bottom center of the card. The original Belle, Accomplished Mystic card is from the Ursula's Return set. The collection quest will operate while supplies last. The experience's opening coincides with the release of the game's 9th set, Fabled. The set will be available at hobby stores on August 29th and then everywhere on September 5th. Fabled introduces 2 new rarities, Iconic and Epic, and marks the start of card rotation for competitive play. The first 4 Disney Lorcana sets will rotate out of the main core. The first 4 Disney Lorcana sets will rotate out of the main core constructed format, but will still be playable in the new Infinity constructed format. After an unprecedented time frame of more than a month since ticket sales first began for Oogie Boogie Bash at Disney California Adventure 2025, the full month of October is now entirely sold out. In previous years, Oogie Boogie Bash tickets would seldom remain available for more than 24 hours after sales officially began. However, this year, over 35 days after the official launch of ticket sales for the season, a selection of party dates are still available in August and September, though as of this past Sunday, July 27th, the entire month of October is now completely sold out. According to the Disneyland website, the following remaining days are still available for Oogie Boogie Bash 2025. August 19th for $139, August 21st for $154, August 24th also for $154, August 26th for $139, August 28th for $154, September 23rd for $154, and September 25th for $169. Oogie Boogie Bash is an after-hours, separately ticketed Halloween party at Disney California Adventure. This year will also include a brand new Oogie Boogie Bash VIP tour. Among the characters that guests will encounter at this year's event, Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty will make her grand return, and Syndrome from The Incredibles will make his Disney Parks debut. The show Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live has now added a new marquee at the exterior of the Disney Theater at Disney California Adventure. Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live is a new show that first debuted in Disney California Adventure on May 16th, 2025. The show replaced the previous Disney Junior Dance Party that used to be housed in the Disney Theater in Hollywoodland. As hinted by the name of the show, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live is inspired by the series Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus series that premiered earlier this week on Disney+. Disney describes the show as step into the rhythm at this fun-filled show packed with upbeat, toe-tapping tunes. Watch the adventures unfold when Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse embark on a road trip to round up their best pals, Goofy, Daisy, and Pluto, who haven't made it to the party yet. To advertise the new show, a new digital marquee has been added to the exterior of the Disney Theater. The banner is a large curved screen running across the side of the roof structure over the main theater entrance. The right side of the marquee includes an image of Toodles, while the rest of the marquee has the name of the show in large text. The logo includes the usual Disney Junior wordmark and the standard title for Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, with the door replacing the O. Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live performs daily at scheduled times, which can be found on the Disneyland Resort website or on the Disneyland Resort app. The usual show schedule includes performances at 10:15 a.m., 11:15 a.m., 12:15 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and 4 p.m. You can watch our full video of the show right here on our YouTube channel. This marquee is likely not specifically a project tied to just the Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live. As many of you might know, this theater rotates a couple different shows throughout the year. For instance, we're entering the month of August, and Mickey's Trick and Treat will return to the space for the Halloween time festivities. It's now a daily operation show. Previously, it was only available at Oogie Boogie Bash. So I think likely this is more just a preemptive measure to make switching out the signs a little bit easier, basically. But it looks good. They did a good job with this. It's very, very nice to see this building getting some love. And yeah, all around a very nice project. New limited edition pins available at the Disneyland Resort this week celebrate 95 years of Pluto the dog. These pins are available at 20th Century Music Company and other pin locations throughout the Disneyland Resort. Both pins are $22.99 and are a limited edition of 3,000 each. The first one features Pluto's face against a blue circle inspired by the old Disney cartoon title cards. There's a silver-toned Pluto 95 years emblem next to his face. Dangling from his green collar is a white bone tag. The second pin puts Pluto against a large sparkly 95. He's wearing a band leader hat while standing on a base reading Years. A P flag is on his tail. The unnamed dog who would become Pluto first appeared in The Chain Gang, released in 1930. Later that year, The Picnic featured the dog now named Rover. He has been Pluto since The Moose Hunt, released on April 30th, 1931. These same pins were also available this week at Walt Disney World. Disney has shared a first look at 2 new sippers coming to the Disneyland Resort for Plaza de la Familia, including designs inspired by Coco and Dante in his Alebrije form. The first new sipper is more a standard bottle shape with blue plastic lid and matching carry handle. The middle of the sipper has art showing Miguel wearing his red hoodie above 2 crossed guitars. The film's wordmark is printed near the bottom, and the remaining space is filled with a pattern of flowers and musical notes in shades of orange, pink, blue, yellow, and red. This new sipper will be available at both Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure at the following locations. At Disneyland Park, it will be available at Alien Pizza Planet, Galactic Grill, the Golden Horseshoe, Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe, Plaza Inn, Rancho del Zocalo Restaurante, Refreshment Corner, the Lemonade Stand at It's a Small World Promenade, Ship to Shore Marketplace, Troubadour Tavern, as well as at Disney California Adventure at Award Wieners, Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, Chiller at Paradise Gardens Park, Corn Dog Castle, Mortimer's Market, Paradise Garden Grill, Popcorn at Grizzly Peak Airfield, Smoke Jumpers Grill, as well as select outdoor vending carts. The studio catering company, as well as a studio catering truck. The Coco Sipper will become available starting August 27th, as well as this year there is a new Dante Sipper. It is shaped like Dante in his Alebrije form with bright multicolored panels in pink, blue, red, orange, green, and yellow. The Sipper has Dante's 4 legs acting as a stand and his feathered wings attached to his back. This one will also be available at the following locations, again at Disneyland Park, at Alien Pizza Planet, Galactic Grill, Golden Horseshoe, Rancho del Zocalo Restaurante, Ship to Shore Marketplace, and Stage Door Cafe, as well as select outdoor vending carts, and at Disney California Adventure at Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, Chiller at Paradise Gardens Park, Clarabelle's Hand-Scooped Ice Cream, Corn Dog Castle, Mortimer's Market, Paradise Garden Grill, Popcorn at Grizzly Peak Airfield, and select outdoor vending locations. Disney's Grand California Hotel and Spa will also make the offering available at GCH Craftsman Grill. The Post notes that Dante the Sipper will include the guest's choice of beverage at the time of purchase and will be limited to 2 per person per transaction. This one will be available starting September 10th, and no discounts applied to the purchase. Both sippers are being released as part of Plaza de la Familia, a celebration in honor of Dia de los Muertos. The celebration runs at Disneyland Resort from August 22nd to November 2nd, 2025. You can check out a complete list of all the new menu items and other offerings coming to Disneyland Resort for Halloween and Dia de los Muertos 2025 right here on our website at wwnt.com. Disneyland Resort Magic Key holders can get an exclusive complimentary 70th anniversary tote bag next month. The tote bag is blue with red sides and shoulder straps. On one side is retro artwork of Mickey Mouse and characters representing the original lands of Disneyland. Disneyland 70 is in yellow lettering. On the other side are the Magic Key and Disneyland Resort logos, also in yellow. More retro artwork is on the red sides. You can pick up the tote at the Hyperion Theater Courtyard in Disney California Adventure from August 13th through 18th while supplies last. A virtual queue will be in place. The virtual queue opens at 7 a.m. via the Disneyland app. Magic Key holders can join if they have a Disney California Adventure or Disneyland Park reservation for that same day. To join the queue, navigate to the Virtual Queue module on the homepage of the Disneyland app and select Join Virtual Queue, then select Join Virtual Queue for Magic Key 70th Celebration Tote Event. Key holders will receive a push notification when it's time for their turn to return to pick up the tote and will have a designated return window. The tote will be available from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. most days, but only until 4 p.m. on Sunday, August 17th, because of Oogie Boogie Bash opening that same day. An eligible active Magic Key is required to redeem. There is a limit of 1 tote per Magic Key holder. Construction of Porto's Bakery in downtown Disney District has been delayed once again, meaning the temporary Earl of Sandwich location will remain open longer. The temporary Earl of Sandwich location was originally set to close on July 26th. According to the Orange County Register, employees were notified by email on July 25th that the closure was delayed by at least a month and possibly longer. The location is set to become Porto's Bakery, with Disney filing construction permits earlier this year. Disneyland Resort officials told the Orange County Register that they are excited for work to begin on Porto's Bakery as the construction schedule and timing are finalized, and there are many steps to navigate in bringing a concept to life of the size and scale of Porto's Bakery. Earl of Sandwich will continue to temporarily operate in the location for an extra time this summer. The Disneyland Resort website lists operating hours for Earl of Sandwich through September 9th, the furthest date available on the calendar as of yet. A new permanent Earl of Sandwich location is under construction on the west side of downtown Disney District and is set to open this winter. The temporary Earl of Sandwich trailer next to Star Wars Trading Post will remain open during the transition. In 2022, the former Earl of Sandwich location closed and was demolished. That same year, Disney announced that Porto's bakery was going to replace La Brea Bakery, which permanently closed in early 2023. Earl of Sandwich moved into the bakery's location with a few weeks after the closure. After several months with no news about the new bakery, Porto's released a statement confirming the Disney location was set to open in 2025. The closure of the temporary Earl of Sandwich will lead to the layoff of 167 employees. Unlikely that Porto's will still open in 2025, given that the building does not have a closing date, so we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, looking forward to Porto's. It's become one of my favorites since moving down here. Anyway. For the absolute latest on all these stories and those that didn't make it into today's show, head over to DisneylandNewsToday.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms at WWNT. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Be sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of Disneyland News Today. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WWNT Inner Globe Society at patreon.com/WWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For Disneyland News Today, this is Arlo saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.